Namaste, my friend, and welcome to this morning hips practice. This is a great practice to do if you have a job where you're seated a lot, or, if you wake up and you have a little stiffness in your hips. So this particular practice is wonderful to just get moving. For today's practice, you might need a couple of blocks. You might need absolutely nothing. We are going to start and end seated today. So, first of all, move, shuffle around, get comfortable, sit on a block, sit on a blanket. Do what you need to do to find comfort. Remember, Sukhasana, easy seated pose, isn't comfortable for everybody. It's only easy seated pose in relation to full Pamukkhadasana, full lotus pose, which is not easy. So you find what feels good for you in your body and in your hips. And let's start by noticing our breath. Maybe if you're like me, open and close the jaw, lift and lower the eyebrows, shake off the sleep if you're just getting up. Start to come directly into that ujjayi breath. Allow that little in the back of the throat, that longer exhalation, drawing the belly in and finding that release, that kind of yummy sound in the back of your throat. And let's set our intention today for ease, for spaciousness, for feelings of comfort in our hips and in our body. Whatever that looks like, you could start it with I am at ease. And just take a little moment here to notice how this feels in your body. Because we're going to end in this position right here today. And let's just come into our first pose. Take a child's pose here, so you can bring the toes closer together, knees further apart. For some of us, a narrow-kneed child's pose feels excellent. And I really like the way that this feels in my low back. But you can also take a wider kneed child's pose and allow the body to soften down. Not everybody's knees like this, so if you would prefer to come into Appanasana, reclining child's pose, you absolutely can. Wherever you are, on your back or belly, let's just take maybe 3 to 4 more breaths here. Notice where you're feeling the stretch. And on your next exhalation, let's just move that body forward and make our way, everybody, all the way down onto the belly. And we're just going to come up onto our elbows a little bit. So a nice big core stretch here. And let's lift up our left leg and reach back and just grab onto that left foot. You can use a strap here. And if you're tighter through the hips and the quads like I am, this might be enough for you today. Absolutely. We want to make sure that we're not rolling over onto our side though. We want to make sure that I've got my left arm and my left foot. We want to bring that left hip down, taking that nice big half frog position. So if you have a desk job or you're seated a lot, we can get so tight through the quadriceps and through the psoas muscle in the hips. So let's just find what feels good here. Just a nice big stretch in the front of the quad. Let's let that one go. Put that left arm down. Give a nice little prop, and you can reach back with that right arm. You can stay here, or if it serves you better to come all the way down, you come all the way down. So right now we're stretching out that whole frontal chain. The abdominals are stretching out, quadricep, hip flexor, all of it, even the front of that right shoulder that's back right now. So this is just such a great stretch. Let's bring that foot down. Just have a little shake out. Tuck the toes under, bring the hands down. We're going to push all the way back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog pose. So just peel this out and let's take a few breaths here just to stretch it out. And it doesn't matter if the heels touch the ground. How does that feel? Maybe even a little gentle cat and cow or a swish side to side of your tail. Just bringing some movement, some life into our hips, into our body. Let's lift up that left leg. Have a nice big three-legged downward facing dog, and you can take a little bit of time here just to flip, to feel good. Just notice what feels good. We'll lift up. We're going to take a big step forward with that left leg. So bump the bum up, and we're going to bring it to the outside of the left hand here. So we're already in a nice big lizard pose. Here is where you might want to use some blocks just to lift you up a little further. And let's take a few breaths here, just allowing the body to kind of rock side to side. Feel what feels good here. And you can use the fists instead of wrists if that feels better. Do you love low lunges? I love them. Take one big breath here. Let's put those hands down. We're going to bring that leg back and find our downward facing dog again. And give a little pedal, walk your dog. And then we'll do the same thing. Let's lift that right leg up. Nice big stretch. Open, flip the hip. Do what feels good. Maybe rotate out the ankle. And then we'll lift up, bump the bum up, bring that right leg forward. And we're going to take that lizard pose on the other side. And again, blocks. Blocks are good. Or blocks, or one, or your couch cushions. Do what feels good. Take a moment, rock. Rock side to side. Do what feels good. Squeeze that left glute cheek. Great big hip opener on that left leg. Set those hands down. One more breath. Bring that leg back and set it down. A little pedaling out. And let's lift up that left leg again. And this time we're going to come into our pigeon pose, which I know a lot of people love. So I'm going to take you right in to start, and then I'll give you an option. Lift up, bend the knee in, set that down, and then find what feels good for you. Right here, you might want to block underneath that hip. This leg does not have to be 90 degrees. It doesn't. We used to say that. You can also be down here like this in more of a 90-90 pose, okay? Or you can be up. Now, if you would like to be up, stay here, or come all the way down into our sleeping pigeon. And we're going to take, 3-4 breaths right here. Ooh, I think I lied there about the 3-4 breaths. I think we stayed much longer, but this is feeling really good. Ha. Are you ready? We're going to flow back into downward facing dog. And if you don't want downward facing dog, take tabletop pose. So we're going to push in. Oh, reach that leg back. Take down dog or take tabletop. This is yours. Now you know what's coming. Pedal it out. Lift up that right leg, lift up, bring that foot in, and find what feels good. Now allow yourself to experience this as a new thing on the other side. So you can come in to this more relaxed pigeon pose like this. Okay, if this feels better, or all the way up, or grab onto that propping, your block, your pillow, do whatever you need. Let's bring the body up and then come on down. Oh. And if it doesn't feel good down here, it doesn't have to be down here. It can be up. You can also roll over onto your back here if it feels better to be doing a reclining pigeon. Not everybody likes pigeons, so please make sure that you are listening to your body. Let's take another breath. Oh, come on up. How you doing? Are you ready? We're going to come out of it. However you want to get out of this, get out of it that way. Because we're all going to meet down and seated. Let's bring those legs forward. We just have one more pose. We're going to come into a form of half Lord of the Fishes, if you'd like. We're just going to cross right leg over left and then bend that left leg in. So we're going to find that nice big twist. I'm actually going to show you from the front here. Just find that nice big twist. And there are lots of different ways to do this. You can walk this foot back more, whatever feels good. Push down into this hip here. Push down into the right hip. And then we're going to start to twist into this. Now be gentle here. We want to think more about bringing that knee upwards and pushing down so we get that nice traction through the hip. This is a beautiful glute stretch for me. And then start to open up, decompress the spine, float air between the vertebrae, and then we'll lift up that arm nice and active through the elbow and pull back. Let's keep that heart nice and open. Do you feel it? Feel the nice stretch? Is it nice? If it's not nice, back off. You can also get most of this by simply stretching out that leg. Not everybody's knees like that big twist. So wherever you are holding your half Lord of the Fishes, a couple more breaths. Let's come on in. Take a Dandasana. Give it a little stretch out. And then cross this over. Bring the other leg back if you're doing it. And know that our bodies are never even on both sides. So let's reach this arm around, twisting open, but we are decompressing. Never forcing, never jamming. Option to bring that arm back. Oh, push down into that hip. Feels really good. Again, visualizing the crown of the head reaching upwards. One more breath. Take those legs out. Sitting tall in Dandasana, keeping the heart open. Let's just fold a little bit forward. Excellent. Let's come on back into our Sukhasana, our easy seated pose. Ooh, I love it when a class works. Let's sit nice and tall. Palms down if we want to tune into our inner wisdom. Palms up if we want to receive messages from the universe. Gesture of receptivity. Again, creating length through the spine. And notice, witness, and then ask yourself the question, did the yoga work? It certainly did for me. Notice your breath again, and hopefully you have a little bit more spaciousness there. Let's take a last inhale together, bringing hands up and drawing hands to heart. Om Shanti 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 Om. Om peace, peace, peace. All-encompassing peace. Thank you so much for sharing practice with me today. I hope that you have a great, fabulous day. Thank you, thank you, thank you.